because you don't want to go to BMT like. Hey guys, welcome back to Breezy's Puff. Today I have some news for those of you who don't know, who don't follow me on Instagram, which you should, by the way. My Instagram is Breezy's Puffs with 2 S's, BreezyPuffss. That is my Instagram. Go ahead and follow me. So I kind of updated all my followers on there that I'm going to be leaving for basic military training. For the Air Force. So for those of you who do not know me, I decided to join the Air Force, Air National Guard. My dad's in the Air National Guard. My 2 sisters just recently joined, just recently went through basic training in tech school. So I decided to hop on the bandwagon, get those benefits, get in shape, and join a really, really cool job. So today I'm going to be talking about the 10 things you should do before you leave for basic training. This is not just my own kind of ideas or thoughts. I've also gotten this from people I've spoken to on base, my sisters, and you know, YouTube videos I've seen, Reddit posts, things like that. So I've kind of just put together the 10 most important things that I think that you should do before you leave for basic training. So I got my basic training dates 3 weeks before I leave, so I didn't have a ton of time to really prepare. Like obviously I knew I was going to basic training, but like I didn't have a date, so I wasn't mentally like, you know, really preparing. So keep that in mind. But if I did have a few more, like a month or 2 to really prepare, these are the 10 things I would have definitely done. So the first thing is work out. You definitely want to get in shape if you're not in shape already. I personally am not in shape at all. I ended up joining a boot camp. It's kind of like a group fitness class, which I really loved. It's called Burn Boot Camp. To kind of just get me in shape. It's like HIIT workout based, really fast paced. You know, we do strength, we do cardio, all of that, and I really love it. 45-minute workouts, and I went at least 4 times a week, which was really nice. I think I started that up in March, so I was doing that for about a month before I got my dates. So I would definitely make sure that you're running so that you can get your 1.5 mile time down. I personally hate running. It's still a struggle for me, and I leave in like 4 days, so that's gonna stink. But what I have heard from a lot of people is that the Air Force PT, like what they like are training you to do is actually for people who are out of shape. So don't be too worried if you're like, you know, really don't be too worried if you're like kind of out of shape still before you leave. But you want to be in shape, because if you're not, it's gonna like be hell. Like it's probably gonna be kind of hell for me, because I'm still not in as much shape as I want to be. So you want to work out, you want to do push-ups, you want to do your sit-ups, even pull-ups honestly could definitely help with your upper body strength. So up to you what you want to do, but make sure you're running at least 4 times a week, especially if you're not a good runner like me. You want to run at least 4 times a week. I try to do at least, you want to do more than this. I try to do at least 10 push-ups a day because I stink at push-ups. I started out not even being able to do one single girl, or I don't hate to call it girl, but one single on the knees push-ups, like modified push-ups. I could barely do one of those. And I went to being able to barely do one of those to being able to do 10 regular push-ups, you know, decently. So I've definitely been working up to it. You want to do that as well. Just even if you can't do a push-up, do girl push-ups and rep them out as fast as you can. That's going to build up your biceps, or depending on how you do your push-ups, but it's just gonna work up your upper body. So you want to make sure that you're doing as many of those as possible. Even if you're like in the middle of like watching something on Netflix, sometimes I'll just randomly get up and do a few push-ups. You know, I don't really keep track of them, but I know eventually at least do at least like 30 a day. If you can do more than that, please go ahead, go right on ahead, do as many as you can. Second thing is eating. You want to try to eat your best, but also, in my personal opinion, you also want to eat the foods that you're gonna miss when you go to BMT. And like, not a whole ton, but like, for example, the other day I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss eating like what was it that I got? Banana bread. So I bought like banana bread from Starbucks. Don't do it too much. I probably overdid it a little bit because I'm still trying to make weight. I'm like right on the edge of being overweight for my height. So if that's you, you want to make sure that you're eating as healthy as possible. I've been doing intermittent fasting occasionally to kind of just keep my weight down, and that kind of goes into my number 3. For women specifically, especially if you're trying to make weight, we hold on to water weight like it's our newborn child. Like, water weight for women is basically at least 6 or 7 pounds of our body is just water, I feel. Because whenever I'm like trying to get rid of water weight by, like, you know, reducing sodium, drinking more water, I lose at least 5 pounds. One thing that I've also added is taking Diurex. Diurex is a pill that's usually used for bloating for women who are on their menstrual cycle or women who just have, you know, chronic bloating. I take 2 of those usually about with every meal, and that helps to help my body dispel all the water, the extra water that's my body's hanging on to. I would also suggest to lower your sodium intake, because the more sodium you have in your body, the more it's going to hold on to the water. So keep that in mind. Say you're like for example, I have to be 165 pounds, can't be any more than that. And right now I'm teetering between 159 and 165. So if I take, say, like 2 days in a row, I take the water pills with each meal, I'll lose about 5 pounds. Like, in it, you know, so you just kind of want to make it work for you so that you are the right weight when you get to basic. For number 4, if you are an African American woman, if you're black, or if you have Afro textured hair like me, you want to get your hair done. To be honest, like, unless you want to be doing your hair every day, and Lord knows that it takes us forever to get our hair in a bun, I would suggest getting your hair in box braids. I have my hair in box braids. A lot of women get their hair in knotless braids. I would suggest box braids because they last longer, and also do not get them down your booty crack. Like, get them short. You know, these are the shortest. This is the shortest hair I could get. I think this hair was about 18 inches. Another suggestion is I would get water repellent or water resistant hair. I got something called Ruwo, R-U-W-O hair, because what it does is if you decide to wash your hair, which you probably should because it's gonna be really hot, it basically like repels water. Like, it'll get wet, but it's not gonna be like dripping wet for like an hour like box braids normally do. So I would suggest getting water resistant braiding hair as well. And again, also suggest getting the regular traditional box braids. I would also suggest getting them as small as possible, because the smaller they are, the longer they last. I got the small size, and they're definitely a decent size. And I have a lot of hair, so I have a lot of braids, so it is a little bit difficult to put it into a bun. Like, I could barely get my whole hair around, hand around it, but that's just because I have a lot of hair. But you want to make sure that your hair will easily be able to put in a bun, because if you're getting braids that are like really like thick at the ends, like these are thin at the ends, and I wanted them thin on purpose, but like thick at the ends and like going all the way down your booty crack, you're gonna have a big ass bun that's gonna get in the way of you doing push-ups, of you doing sit-ups, and you do not want that. So even if you're gonna have little spaghetti braids, get little spaghetti braids, because those are gonna be the easiest to wear at basic. I would not suggest wearing weave or even crochet, anything like that. I wouldn't suggest it. You want to be able to have access to your scalp so that you can easily wash in the parts, so you don't get nasty, you know, scalp buildup. You don't want any of that. You know, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna have dirt. Like, you don't want a weave, is all I'm saying. The next thing, number 5, is you want to make sure, you don't have to do this, but I specifically am gonna do this. I am going to make a box for tech school that I'm gonna have my fiance ship out to me once I get to tech school. That's gonna encompass my laptop, my camera, you know, my I can't think of words today, my camera stand holder. You know what I'm talking about. Things of that nature, things that I don't necessarily want to bring to basic, because they're just gonna take it and put it in like the civilian clothing bin, and I don't want like all of my like expensive ass tech to like just be in a bin for 2.5 months. So that's up to you. Put some extra clothes in there, anything that you're gonna want at tech school basically. And then once you're at tech school, make sure that whoever, your family or significant other, whoever is gonna send you the box, make sure that they get the address as soon as possible. Number 6, you want to make sure you do your research. Ask around. Don't be afraid to ask people about how their experience was at BMT, because the more people's experience that you get, the more you have an idea of what you're going to experience. You can get mentally prepared. I've gotten so many accounts from different people off base. Again, I'm in the National Guard, so I've already been going to drill and all that, drill weekends. So I've encountered a lot of different people who had a lot of different experiences and have really helped me to understand what I'm gonna be encountering when I go to BMT. I will also just suggest, if you are not in the Air National Guard, or you're not in the National Guard, you can look up YouTube videos. I watch like 20 million YouTube videos of people talking about their time in BMT, what to experience. You could look up like Reddit pages, people, you know, posting about their experience at BMT. For certain questions that I had, I wasn't sure how BAH worked because I'm not married, but if you're on a lease or if you're renting out an apartment or anything, you should be able to get that BAH pay. So make sure you look into that, because they're not going to tell you that. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. I ask a lot of questions, so I ended up finding out that I can actually get my apartment paid for while I'm gone. So you can do that. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just research BMT, research tech school too, because if you're like me, a majority of your time is going to be in tech school. My tech school is about 4.5 months. So I did my research on my tech school as well, because I'm going to be there for most of the time that I'm gone. But yeah, do your research, watch videos like this one, even though I haven't been to BMT yet, but these are just the things I would suggest. Number 7, I didn't get a chance to do this just because of time constraints and monetary constraints, but I would suggest doing a little, like, getting a massage done, going to the chiropractor, making sure everything's in alignment so that when you go to BMT, you don't have any back problems. I personally struggle with lower back pains and sciatica. So that's something that I used to see a chiropractor for. Right now, I'm not having too many issues, so I didn't feel that it was super necessary to go get a massage. But I would definitely suggest going to seeing a chiropractor if you have chronic back pain or any type of back issues. Even if you don't, even just getting an adjustment can make you feel really, really nice, really prepared for basic. Getting a massage, a deep tissue massage, anything that you do that relaxes you or just relaxes your body. Because you don't want to go to BMT like this. Like, you don't want to go to BMT with like your back all messed up and you're like super tense. Even if you ask like your significant other or your friend or whoever to give you like a nice shoulder massage or something, just to make sure that you're not super tense, because that could really, you know, that could really mess you up, especially with doing push-ups and stuff. So I would suggest doing that. Along with that, number 8, get a manicure, pedicure. You know, even though we can't have any polish or anything, you can go get a manicure, pedicure, tell them to put on clear polish or no polish. You know, if I specifically did this at home, I did my own manicure, pedicure at home. I had acrylics on my nails, so I had to like get those off, and I had gel nail polish on my toes. So I spent a good like hour or so just really making sure that my feet and my hands look good, because you don't want to go to BMT with like crusty feet. I don't know. I don't want to go to BMT with crusty feet, but if you want to, that's you. It's just a suggestion. Number 9, you want to make sure that if there's anything that you want to bring with you, travel-sized stuff. Me personally, I'm a natural hair like person. I need to make sure I have good products. I don't know if they have the BX. I know they're not gonna have what I want. So I made sure to order some stuff off of Amazon, travel size stuff that I could put on my scalp in between my braids from black owned businesses that I've used before and that I trust to put their products in my hair. Anything that you need, if you need a duffel bag, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be making a video that I'm gonna be posting probably tomorrow on what I'm packing for BMT. So yeah, make sure you're ordering whatever you need ahead of time so that it's getting here before you leave for basic. And number 10, you want to make sure all of your bills and information are in order. I specifically just like spent at least 2 hours writing down all of my account information, all of my passwords, my usernames, my email for my fiance, because he's going to be taking care of a lot of that while I'm gone. I don't want to have to worry about it while I'm at basic. My sisters told me that, you know, they will give you some extra time if you need to like pay a bill on your phone and stuff. I don't want to be worrying about that. I'd rather spend my extra time talking to my loved ones. You could tell them you're doing something, you know, paying some bills, but then actually, you know, talking to your loved ones. So I don't want to have to worry about that while I'm gone. I personally have a ton of bills. I'm 24. A lot of people that I'm gonna be at basic training with are gonna be straight out of high school. They're not gonna be worrying about bills and stuff. I'm telling you, if you're an adult, you want to make sure you have everything in order. Anything that you can have paid automatically, make sure that you set that up. And if there's anything that needs to be paid manually, you want to make sure you have that all in an Excel sheet, in a spreadsheet, whatever way you want to do it. Make sure it's super organized for the person who is going to be paying your bills, and they will really appreciate you for it. So that is it for this video, guys. If you want to see my packing video, make sure you're subscribed and that you click that notification bell. If you're new to my channel, which I'm assuming that I'm going to be attracting a lot of people that are going into the military, go ahead and subscribe. Although I'm going to be away for a few months, I do post natural hair videos, specifically if you're African American and you have Afro textured hair and you want to see more of me, you want to see more of my videos, you can check out some of my other videos, subscribe, notification bell, leave a comment, you know what to do. But again, guys, I'm gonna be doing a BMT when I'm packing video. I feel like everybody does that video, but I want to do a video too. So I'm sorry, guys, I have my washer and dryer going on in the back. Oh, that's another thing, you want to make sure that you get all your laundry done. Do your laundry before you leave. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.